As I was getting nervous coming up here, because that's what I do, and they're all betting I start to cry in about 30 seconds, I needed a good laugh, so I got to share something. First, when we got here tonight, we sat down, and my wife looked at the pamphlet, and she goes, you know, it's been 40 years since you've been here. And she goes, you're the only picture in black and white. That's the first one. Great job on the video. One correction, my wife is 5'1". She is not a goalkeeper. She's not a goalkeeper. So thank you, Maroon Club. Thank you, Lafayette. Thank you, everybody, for this induction. This was a surprise. I don't look at myself as someone who needs accolades. I've never considered myself someone worthy of such recognition. Kind of just love life and want to enjoy it. Tonight's humbling for me because I didn't expect this. I want to express my gratitude to Dennis Bond, current coach here at Lafayette. He welcomed me into the community. He and I have been in touch for many years, and over the years, we've become friends. My team from 1984 to 1988 teams love him very much and what he's done for the program. He's out on a recruiting trip tonight, and I wish he was here, but I want to thank him for keeping that connection for me with this community. When I learned of the induction, a flood of memories returned. For me, the memories aren't necessarily about the moments of team playing, but more of the athletic journey and what it's meant for my life. I stepped on the field in 1984, second half against Monmouth. I think I was the only freshman on the field at the time, and never looked back to my last game against Lehigh. We won that game. We won that game. So the experience from Lafayette has been literally built with unwavering support from others, not myself. First, my parents, who are gone now, but when I look back at the countless trips to soccer club stuff and traveling across the country to play games, and quite frankly, providing the means to come here. I was sharing a story with a couple of folks at the table. I had been recruited by a bunch of different schools in the Northeast. Lafayette was the last school that I looked at. I stepped on the quad and knew it was home. It didn't matter about soccer at that particular point because this is where I wanted to be. My brother Paul, who's not here tonight, my brother Paul's my middle brother. I'm the youngest of four brothers, and he drove me every year down here for workouts to start the season, and he did that out of compassion and love for me, and unwavering support from him. My brother Stephen, who is here tonight, decided to do fitness tests with me every season. And for those of us that had to go through the fitness test routine in order to make the team, Stephen did that with joy and pride, probably a little bit of pain at the same time, but he sat there with me and helped me through getting ready. And my family was everything for me in coming here. But beyond the wins and losses of Lafayette, there's two stories one story I would like to share and one connection I would like to share that are important to me. Goalkeeping is extremely lonely. It is. When you're back there and you're waiting to be shot on, hoping that you don't make a mistake, because if you make a mistake, it's your mistake and it can cost games. It becomes pretty pressure-filled. And I had a coach, assistant coach, Len Bellos, who was with me tonight. I had a really, really crappy practice during the midseason of my freshman year, and I kind of probably didn't handle it really well, and was probably kicking and screaming along the way. And it was the only time in my career where a coach pulled me aside and said, "We got to talk." And Len took me aside after practice and taught me probably one of the best life lessons I've ever had, and I've stuck with me to this day. He said, "Matt, what position do you play?" I said, "Len, come on. I don't want to go through this now." He goes, "Matt, what position do you play?" I said, "Goalkeeper, Len." He said, "What's the object of the game?" I said, "Len, do we have to play this game now?" He said, "What's the object of the game?" I said, "To score more goals than the other team." He then said, "What position do you play?" And it clicked. I was going to make mistakes. But his message to me was, how you handle those mistakes is actually the lesson. And that has stuck with me in my entire career. The second is the connection that I made with actually Len's business partner, TJ Kostecki, who's also here tonight. TJ is taught me to truly love life. Life can be hard, life can be challenging, but truly love life. In sharing the passion with soccer that we had, he also taught me to value people. And our number one priority in life is how we treat each other. His passion was contagious, and it all began with a connection to both him and Len. All these lessons were inspired because I came to this school, and I remember that from 40 years ago. This institution didn't just give me education, it gave me a foundation for my life. At the heart of this was the team. And like my inductees before me, I can sit and talk about all the team members, but I want to share a few. I want to thank my teammates, Chris Anderson, who was our captain for most of the years that I was here. Chris was a rock for all of us. He was the only one of us that didn't go to Chi-Phi. He went to Fiji. So we didn't hold that against him. I want to thank Paul Bernieri, who was my sweeper in front of me. I want to thank Tom Gillen, who was my stopper in front of me. I want to thank Rick Lehman, who was one of the outside backs. My success is their success. Without them, I wouldn't be here. Lafayette also gave me something even more. Because I was connected to soccer and because of the things that I was able to do, my summertime job became goalkeeping camps. And then during one of those camps, I met my wife, Rayanne. And I love her very much. We've been married for 35 years. I'm looking to try to get to 36. We have 3 beautiful daughters, and we now have 6 amazing grandchildren. And I have enjoyed almost my entire professional career in a sports industry that has taken me across the globe because I started here at Lafayette. I am privileged to give back to others because of this. Every opportunity, every relationship traces back to my connections to Lafayette College. I stand here tonight grateful, not just for the honor, but for the journey that made it possible. And there's one message I hope to leave behind. Success is not measured by trophies. It's by the lives we touch. Thank you.